Hi everyone, I just thought I'd make a quick video and just show everyone the box bellows I've made for my forge, which is over here, which I really don't like at the moment, and we'll talk about that in a sec. There's my anvil and everything undercover, but it's my box bellows. A little short story on this is I was looking at getting a hand cranked mechanical bellows. I've had electric fans before and they're noisy and they didn't work properly, and so I was trying to get a hand cranked one. Had one on eBay. Short story, finished off quickly as I end up didn't get it, and I saw on there a hand bellows, one of these box bellows, and I didn't really think of these bellows before, and then I saw one and I thought, I'm a carpenter, I'm going to make one of these. Well, it's silly. That way, you know, it's not too big, I can carry it around, they're actually quite light, I can lift it up, it's not that heavy, it stays put, and by all accounts the air output from these was, you know, really good. So I made one. I made it last weekend, just gone. Bought a little bit of ply, and I had a bit of timber lying around the house, the garage, to finish it off. And I just want to show you how these work if you haven't seen it before. So basically we've got two chambers, a piston chamber on the left there, and the little air chamber or capture chamber on the right. These are a traditional Japanese sort of design, but I think this type of design has been used in history forever. So, and basically there's a little flapper valve on the front there, so when we push the piston down, the air pressure sucks it off the back here and opens the valve. And we've got one like this end. That's basically a little bit of ply with a bit of rubber inner tube glued onto it and stapled on the inside of the box, and so as it sucks the air, it opens up, and as it blows air, it pushes closed. And there's two more in here that I'll show you that are in the bottoms here. I'll show you those in a sec. So the air is pushed by the piston, goes in the capture cove, and it comes out the outlet. And if we look in the outlet, I've put another little flapper valve in there that's not working at the moment. It moves left and right as I push the piston in around. And what that does is stops, when I push the air forward this way, the air comes into this side of the piston and it doesn't blow past the valve into this side. A lot of designs you'll see there's no butterfly valve in here, and to me that's a waste of air, because you trap that air in the front and it stops the backdraft happening, so you get more air coming out the outlet, which is what we want. But I'll show you that inside there in a sec. It's a very simple design. So anyway, this lid is screwed down. It's not airtight, it's just sealed. It's got a rebutted part in it. Now, all four surfaces in here where the piston, there's the piston with some fur felt around it. Traditionally they used raccoon fur, but I've just got some furniture felt that they use to protect the floors. You put on the bottom of your hardwood furniture so it slides across hardwood floors. Hello, that's good for what we've got here. Oops, trying to break things. And on the inside of this, and wherever the piston touches, on the inside of the lid, I've rubbed beeswax, so we get a nice smooth finish. As you can see, that piston is really small, but there's hardly any play in there. There's minimal, but there's more than enough to push the air through. And to attach that piston, all I've done is, see there's just put a roofing screw through on the angle into the post. I don't know how long that's going to last. If it breaks, I'll just fix it. Here's a close-up of the flaps. So it's got rubber on that's glued onto one side of the valve, as you can see there. And I've just stapled it on the back. So when that wears out, I'll just simply pry that off, put some new rubber on, and away we go. So that just can flap in and out. So there's the two valves on either end of the piston. That's the piston chamber. So that moves backwards and forwards, pushes the air, pulls the air that's inside that chamber backwards and forwards on a couple of little stop blocks down in there. And you can't really see from that end, but down there's the valve that the air pushes into, and there's one at the other end. Now I'll just grab my screw gun and I'll show you the little air compartment. This is the air compartment. So there's the inlet valve down the bottom here. It comes in from one end. That's down the other end. Pretty simple. But what I've done in the middle here is put a little one-way flat valve. So that's a ordinary door hinge. I've just slotted a piece of pine there, slid it in, a couple of screws through the hole, and just got another little bit of ply and simply screwed that onto the hinge, and a couple of stop locks on either side of the outlet, so that when the air comes in from this direction, hits, stops, doesn't go into this chamber, so you get no backdraft. It goes out the outlet. When I pull the piston towards me, opposite happens. So the air in this chamber gets pushed out. We don't get any waste going through it. The air's not moving backwards and forwards, it's coming straight out. So a few designs I saw on the web, and there was this flap valve, and I've seen a few that no one had put this in. Their forged bellows still works okay, but I think this is a lot more efficient. So because the object of the exercise is to get all the air that's in there out here, and then into our forge, and there's where the tube goes in. So yeah, that's my bellows, my box bellows, or fuego, or I think that's the Japanese word for it, fuego. Sounds Spanish to me, but and that's all it is. So this one's approximately 900 or 3 foot long, and 350 high in millimeters. I didn't make it to any particular size. I just actually made it to suit that piece of American oak that I had, because that's what I had. All I did was square it up. I just made the inside of the chamber to suit that. The only thing I did was make it long enough, 900, so I could sit it. The idea was to sit it next to the shelf over there next to my forge, but I think I'm going to change that anyway, because I don't like the that forge. Most of these box bellows, you see them working next to a side draft forge, not a updraft forge like this one is, which is a brake drum. And this one's rough. It's a bit. I've got a high lip here, and my material gets caught. And it's too high. I've got nothing to rest my material on, because I predominantly make knives. So there's a few chainsaw blades and files I'm going to forge weld together, welded, ready to go on some shafts, but they fall out of here, so I'm going to redesign this. I'm really thinking about putting the fire down on the actual, because they're fire bricks down the bottom, on the actual floor there with a side draft, and making it go in and sideways. I'm then going to make a, at the moment I've got this sitting on my glass table, which isn't the best, but it's the right height. I'm going to make a little timber stand for this fuego to sit on, so I can sit here and blow the air straight into my forge there. So still a little bit of work to do, but I did take a little video the other night that I'll attach to this one, which shows the box bellows working, and I was quite surprised how much air it actually moves, and they're very efficient little tools. So yeah, that's my box bellows. So one thing I did mention, when you seal this top, make sure you just use some weather stop and screw it on, so that you can get into here again. You don't want to screw it in and glue it. Everything else is glued and screwed, so that's airtight in there. But that top on the side of that airbox where the valves are, you want to be able to get into there to do maintenance, or if the valves stuff up, fix them up. Or so just make that screw down with a bit of weather stop, so it seals. And Bob's your uncle or your auntie if you're that way inclined, but that's how she works. Very, very simple. Very, very simple and efficient. Anyway, been good talking to you. See you later. There's the old box bellows working away. So I just finished making this today. Okay, we're going to give it a good old crank, bro. Oh, this makes me so happy. We've got some coals happening in here. Listen to that. It's quiet as. Some really good red flames going on in there. That's easy. That's the best thing about it. There we go, proper good coal for our coke. So that took me about 5 minutes to get up and going. Really, really easy. Now, just about stoked down. I'll see how it tastes.
Flame coming out the bottom.
Is it? Yeah, it's because it sucks it back. That's alright. We have a really good coke fire going.